Okay, so you're interested in the Asus ROG Zephyrus S17 and you're here because either you want a pretty quick answer on why you should or should not consider this laptop before spending more time researching, or you have watched multiple reviews on this laptop and just want to make sure you're not missing anything else before making that purchase. Well, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and here's 5 things you should know about the Asus ROG Zephyrus S17 before considering or buying. This is the most obvious design feature that distinguishes the Zephyrus S17 from any other laptop. The rising keyboard was fitted to this with expertise gained and probably most of the mechanical bits from the Zephyrus DO15 laptop's secondary screen. In order to aid cooling for such a thin chassis, Asus found this nifty if somewhat gimmicky workaround. However, when you look at the keyboard, most of us would be worried about the strength of it. But well, Asus has confirmed that it's done up to 12.5 kgs of continuous stress test on it, so there isn't much to worry about. Jared's Tech, however, did mention that it does take a bit of getting used to because the keyboard's at an angle, and well, the keyboard can bend a bit. It's not too uncomfortable, but it is noticeable. Sources for this and review are links in the description, and unfortunately I can only do this with the specs and the reviews I look at for now, but if you don't forget to subscribe, it will improve my chances to bring you guys my own benchmarks and hands-on reviews to back the claims I make, instead of relying on other sources for images and footages as well. So hit that big red button before continuing. Look, a 17-inch is a big laptop no matter how thin it is. Well, 0.79 inch or 19.9mm in this case. However, if you want something that is thin and portable, and a 17-inch display nevertheless, you simply cannot look past this. Thanks to the larger but slim 280W power brick and the cooling efforts taken, the RTX 3080 and the RTX 3070 pushes all the way up to 140 watts with dynamic boost, while the i9-11900H CPU will maintain high power output as well, giving higher boost clocks for longer. It delivers high performance for something that is this thin. It is slightly heavy though at 2.8 kgs when it was weighed by multiple reviewers, but the website does say 2.6 kg, so you do have to be a bit wary of that. This does put it on the heaviest side of things compared to the likes of the Razer blades and the MSI's GS Stealth series, the 17-inch versions, but their GPUs are heavily detuned. Display wise, the 165Hz QHD gets G-Sync with Advanced Optimus, both of which are a first for Asus's 2021 ROG laptop lineup. Now, while you probably knew this if you went to their website, what you probably don't know is Razer and MSI's GS series does not get G-Sync, thus they only have regular Optimus, and well, that is something to consider when looking at all your options. The features are viable and the outright performance for something this thin can't be matched, as long as you're looking at a QHD screen. While 4K is fine because you get 500 nits brightness and a pretty wide color gamut. Links in the description for the full review on it. There is no Full HD option unlike the Razer and MSI. But if Full HD is what you're going for, there is something that is better, which is actually the 5th thing to know in this video, so stick around. Think Asus ROG dodged a bullet and pretty much focused on QHD and 4K, thus delivering the best 17-inch QHD gaming experience on a portable package, except probably for one thing. Okay, I understand HDR effects are quite small on smaller screens with low brightness, but while the 4K screen goes past 500 nits, the QHD does not go past 400 nits. While it shouldn't matter, considering laptops a class lower with QHD screens such as the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro comes with HDR 400 certified displays, it could have been an addition nevertheless. Realistically, you're not going to notice much of a difference in movies or daily usage on panels with just HDR 400, but with the upcoming Auto HDR feature on Windows 11 that multiple games have already adapted to, maybe there could be something for games. This can only be confirmed once Windows 11 comes out, and well, my theory here can be tested, but you know, it's always safe to future-proof yourself in terms of gaming experiences anyways. However, speaking of gaming experiences, while the 165Hz screen might be a bit low compared to the 240Hz QHD offered by others, I personally like it considering you still get G-Sync. The 165Hz is closer to what the RTX 3080 in most games, and the RTX 3070 in some games can achieve in terms of frames per second when it comes to QHD. And I just like it when the GPU can come close to the refresh rate of a display. I guess it's like my OCD or something. Links in the description for benchmarks and subscribe before going there, but if you're still not convinced, guess it's a bit downhill from here, I suppose. Okay, soldered RAM is frowned upon no matter how much it is justified. This is because the soldered RAM is the main one, and even if you can install another secondary RAM for dual channel like you can do it in the Zephyrus S17, in the case that the soldered RAM fails, it's still of no use as the VBIOS goes through the main slot. However, contrary to this fear, whether soldered or not, RAM rarely fails. I've had two laptops, one 10 years old and one 5 years old now, and both have never had their RAMs fail, thus it's not an issue. But then, at the Zephyrus S17's price point, if it does fail, then you're going to have your heart cut out when you find out that you have to replace the entire motherboard if you have warranty, and well, dish the whole thing out the window if you don't. This is especially a bit iffy from Asus, considering there are a lot of laptops including the MSI GS Stealth series that gets fully upgradable RAM slots, albeit being lighter and with the same thickness. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail into this, as I will talk about the X17 in my next video, but in simple terms, the Alienware X17 does not offer a QHD screen at all. You get 120Hz UHD or 165Hz and a 360Hz Full HD, and with the latest BIOS update, the 165Hz now has a mux switch, while the 360Hz gets G-Sync and Advanced Optimus. Thus, if you want a thin, portable 17-inch with a Full HD screen, then the X17 is the only choice between the two, and vice versa for the QHD. Obviously, at 3.2 kgs, this is a workout when considering portability, but it's thin at least, so it's still easy to carry for some people. Well, hope I persuaded or dissuaded you from the Asus ROG Zephyrus S17. Again, depends upon your preferences. The Asian markets have just received the stock for this now, so if you're interested, now is a good time to research and start by watching the review links linked in the description. A hands-on review done by myself would be great, but with 108 subs, they ain't giving me a test piece. So boost that sub count if you're interested in this and want a hands-on version with benchmarks and stuff. Also tap the bell icon and I will be back.